Welcome back, bros, to another video review, and today we have the opportunity to take a look at the Transformers Rise of the Beast Autobots Unite line, and here we're taking a special look at Bumblebee. As for the contents, we get the Bumblebee figure himself, and we also get the Energon Igniter accessory that also comes with this figure. Now, as for the instruction manuals for this figure, it is on the back of the packaging of the toy. With that being said, I am very surprised to see that this is an official licensed GM vehicle. So I think that's pretty cool for a figure of this size, and not as good as the Studio Series or other various lines, but I think it's pretty cool that they licensed this little guy with an official GM vehicle. As for the details on this figure, here I've zoomed in so we can take a closer look at Bumblebee. Now, on this copy of this version or this character, we actually have a lot of painted details, as you can see. Just checking out Bumblebee's head, his face is painted, his eyes is painted, his neck and I don't know what you call it, but that neck region is painted. You got the painted paint on the vehicle himself. Not only that, they also painted the forearms, the crotch, and then they kind of painted like the legs and the shin. But other than that, it's pretty much all yellow plastic for a toy. But when it comes into vehicle mode, he might have a little bit more paint details added on for the Energon Igniter's gimmick. But just looking at Bumblebee right now, the sculpt is actually not bad. It definitely looks like that GM old Camaro, or at least from the torso area of Bumblebee, and it doesn't look too bad in my opinion. And for the articulation on this figure, it is limited because it is one of these gimmick figures, so you cannot rotate the head as you saw with Megatron. You can't do this with Bumblebee. The shoulders don't really do anything at all. The only thing you could do is lift the forearms up and down, which is a huge bummer. And then for the legs, they don't even move forward or backwards. You can't really do anything with them. All they do is come to regular stance to like a spread out stance. So that kind of sucks for the articulation on this figure. It is definitely a letdown compared to the previous figure and what we got with the Megatron figure. So here we are. Let's go ahead and take a look for comparisons. Here I have Bumblebee's wave mate Megatron, who I've already reviewed. So if you want to check out that review, the link will pop up shortly, so check it out. But here we go, just to start it off. I will say right off the bat, in my opinion, I think Megatron is the better figure for articulation. And the reason why I say that, because Megatron's head can swivel left and right. His legs are more dynamic and posable. But like I said, his shoulders are also better and posable than Bumblebee. Other than that, because they are those gimmick toys and they don't have a lot of complications or complicated for transformation, it's going to be simple, of course. Now, as you see with Bumblebee, my main gripes with Bumblebee is, to me, he is a stationary figure. He doesn't really move, except at the forearms. The head doesn't move, the legs don't move, the feet don't move. Nothing moves. So here we go for my second comparison. Here we have a plethora of figures before you, and the smallest scale that you see is going to be the Crosshairs, who is the Dark of the Moon Legion scale figure. Then we have the Studio Series Core Class Dark of the Moon Battle Mass Bumblebee, followed by the Studio Series 100 Bumblebee Rise of the Beast, and then we also have the Rise of the Beast Weaponizer Optimus Primal. And then the big guy in the back is going to be the Studio Series 38 Optimus Prime from the Bumblebee movie. And as you can see with these figures right here, the Autobots Unite figures, Megatron and Bumblebee, are about the same size as a Studio Series Deluxe. And the reason why the Studio Series Deluxe is so small is because they're keeping it in scale with the big guy, Optimus Prime, behind you, so that they are an accurate scaling as if you saw them in a movie screen. Now, as you see with these gimmick toys, yes, they are catering to kids, so they got to be bigger because kids have smaller hands. So with the toys being bigger, it's easier for them to hold. And not only that, because it's a gimmick, it appeals to kids. So now it's time for transformation, and I'm gonna go ahead and show you how to do it right now. Basically, you compress these legs together, they'll snap in, there's a little peg. Flip this piece over, now it locks this in place. Put the forearms down if you haven't already done that. Lift up the hood of the vehicle. Fold the shoulders in to start to form that car. Compress them in, there's little pegs right there, they click in. Then on this side right here, I recommend doing this side first because they have the little pegs. Give it a little slight tug together, push. And then lastly, what you do is you flip the forearm, the shins up, and they snap in right here. And then once you got that done, now you have Bumblebee fully transformed into its alt mode. And it actually looks pretty good for being a licensed vehicle. So for the details, here we have Bumblebee right here. It is painted on the hood black right there. It's got the Autobot symbol painted in red. It's got the grille painted in silver and also the bumper. The black is, it's yellow plastic, but painted in black, the windows. The tires are all black, no paint there. And here we have the back of the vehicle. It is painted. Now, I kind of wish they would have painted this black right here. That would have been perfect to make it a full, complete, I guess, image of the old Camaro. But for some reason, they did not do that. But that's all the paint details we get in it. But it's actually a little small, unique Bumblebee vehicle. So let's go ahead and check out the gimmick on this figure. So for the gimmick, basically what you want to do is you want to take this Energon igniter and you just want to jam it right on in, just like that. You just use a little force. And then what you do is you slide this piece in. And it's going to pop this piece out, so put that back in. You just want the wheel to be level with the other wheels. So basically what you want to do, this is what you get. You get Bumblebee with some blasters sticking up out the side. They're blue. They're not very painted very well. I wish the stuff around the blasters was painted like silver or something to pick out that yellow plastic. So basically, just like Megatron, what you do is you take the figure just like this, and you push down on the gray part. And Bumblebee takes off as like it did with the Megatron. So let's try it again, just in case you missed it. And Bumblebee rolls off the table with no issues. And it can roll without pushing the gimmick if you choose to do that. And display it without the piece. There's two different display options too. So it's pretty cool. And I think the gimmick works. Is it the best? No, but it's tons of fun for kids and also collectors of different ages. So here we are for my first comparisons. Here I have the Autobots Unite Bumblebee here compared with the mainline release of the Rise of the Beast Target 3-pack. And here you see right here, just right off the top, both vehicles do look good. I feel like the Autobot Unite Bumblebee vehicle looks a little bit more accurately or more realistic compared to the Bumblebee from the Rise of the Beast. And the only reason why I kind of say that is because the kibble and the extra stuff over on Bumblebee seemed a little over top to me, but you see it right then and there that they're practically almost the same size, except the mainline Bumblebee is a better Transformer figure overall because it fully transforms, unlike the gimmick toy from the Autobots Unite line. But just looking at them as a whole, they're practically almost the same length. Let me put that back. And as you see right there, they're practically the same length, guys. But this one you paid, I paid $4. And this one I paid whatever the 3-pack was. But as you see right there, they're definitely two different versions of Bumblebee. And they do look good in their own way. And, I mean, for what I got, it's not too bad. And here we go for my final comparison. Here I have the Autobot Unite Bumblebee with the Studio Series 102 Optimus Prime from Transformer Rise of the Beast. And then not only that, we have a Weaponizer 2-pack Wheeljack. So as you know, Bumblebee is definitely out of scale compared to the Weaponizer. But to compare it to the Studio Studio Series 102, he doesn't look actually bad. I think the scaling on this figure is better than what we got with the Studio Series. And not only that, with the mainline release figure, I mean, it looks cleaner in my opinion. But yes, it doesn't have those grills, you know, on the window and also on the front of the bumper. But I'm just saying, for what it is, it's not a bad figure, and it definitely scales well with other figures. So now we've reached a portion of my video review where I like to do the yeah bro, pick up or the pass on this figure in which I reviewed before you. So this is where I also like to share my opinions and my thoughts on this recent purchase in efforts possibly to guide you and to inform you critically what you're getting your hands into if you like to add this to your shelf or ultimately deciding to pass on this figure. So guys, with all that being said previously in this review, I will not lie to you. After purchasing this figure, I do not recommend that this is a pickup for Transformer collectors. Now, if it's for a child and just needs something to play with and keep quiet, definitely pick it up for them. But for a collector like myself, who is interested in getting certain sizes of figures to add to their shelf to build out those armies from the movie, this is not a figure that I recommend. And the reason why I don't recommend it, for one, the paint detail on it is basically like basic. There's not much to it. In addition to that, the posability on this figure is horrible. The only thing that you're able to pose is going to be the forearms. And if you actually even count spreading the legs apart to have a wider stance. In addition to that, now I don't have any issues with the gimmick. I think the gimmick is cool and it does cater to kids. While yes, you see right now, Bumblebee does have weapon storage or storage for his accessory, which has a 5mm hole for the peg that goes on that figure and just stores on his hood. As ugly as that looks and not pleasing, this figure, I feel like I wasted $4 on this figure, and that's just the honest truth, guys. So, all right, guys, if you're wondering where I got this piece of crap from, I got it from my local Raw store where I paid $3.99 plus taxes. Now, the reason why I call it a hunk of junk, because collectors are not going to want it. But if you're a little kid and you're interested in Transformers, this may be a pickup for them because not only that, it's a Transformer and it has a gimmick. It rolls on its own. So for that, it's going to make kids want to get this toy. But as parents ourselves, we're just like, all right, whatever. Let's go ahead and get it for them. So if you see it in your local Raw store and your child's want it, it's not a bad toy for them. But it's definitely not something you want as a collector. As always, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. By doing these 4 actions, it shows my channel a tremendous amount of support. And not only that, positive feedback as a YouTube content creator. In addition to that, please don't forget to turn on your notification bell so you can be notified once I've uploaded new content for you to check out at your earliest convenience. Thank you once again for spending your time watching my video, and until next time, yeah bro, I'll see you soon.